Hello and welcome to the VC. My name is Vampire Toy, and I'm joined by my co-host.
Chill. Hello, everyone. How are you?
I'm very excited about today. We're on episode 9. And crazy.
Woo! That is
Something.
crazy.
That's we're about to hit 10 episodes. I can't believe it. That's a big milestone.
Yeah. I'm proud of us.
Yeah, go us.
Go us.
It's been definitely a learning process for sure.
Definitely.
But
Yeah.
it's been fun. I've really enjoyed it. We have some gaming news, a lot more gaming news than some roleplay news, but quite a bit coming out. I guess just to get it right out of the gate, CyberPunk EdgeRunners 2 announced. And from the sound of it, it sounds like it's going to be a standalone compared to the first one.
You haven't seen all of the first
No.
season, have you?
No, I saw
Okay,
I saw
so
a lot
I'm
of
not
it,
gonna
but
I'm not gonna say anything, but yes, it will definitely be a standalone.
yes.
EdgeRunners was it's so good, man. I really enjoyed it. I know a lot of people weren't that into it, but I really enjoyed it.
I like it. I like the style. The story is heavy. It's like a dark humor. It's super dark humor. It tackles a lot of very heavy topics and the heaviness of a dystopian sci-fi future and kind of throws it on its head. And I really appreciate it for the humor that it brings and the story that it's trying to tell. So I like the episodes I've seen. So
it's so tragic, man. Like just like some things that happen.
Like, no, I mean,
I know you've
even
seen
towards the beginning. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's a good show. So for anyone who wants to get on that, highly recommend. Definitely watch it. I think it's, what is it, Netflix?
Yeah, it's a Netflix
original
exclusive.
Yeah. So if you got Netflix, go check it out and get ready for the second one, which will be coming out soon as well. Not many details around it from my understanding.
Yeah, it's just CD Projekt Red just pretty much announced that it's going to be back for a standalone 10-episode story.
Yeah, that it
from the world of Cyberpunk. Yeah.
It just got the green light. That's all we know. But that's exciting.
It.
Hopefully they can pull through and get it done, and that would be great. Because not everything gets to go through when it comes to movies or shows. A lot of times things like that just don't go through. They get turned down.
Yeah, I mean, it's rough out there. I know Crash Bandicoot recently, they were going to make a movie, man. And studio shot that down.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how I feel about that, because like a part of me is like, oh, that would have been cool, but would it have though?
I don't know much about the Crash Bandicoot series, but
bro, I love it. But I'm just worried that they would ruin it, you know?
Yeah, my thing is like they already had success with Sonic because Crash Bandicoot is a Sega title.
Is it?
I believe so.
I think it's PlayStation.
Check.
Checks. That's exclusive for Sony's PlayStation console.
Well, then why is the CEO talking about it on that article? That's a Sega of America CEO talking about the movie studios shooting down a Crash Bandicoot movie. Why the fuck is a Sega CEO invested in Crash Bandicoot?
Does Sega own Crash Bandicoot? No, Sega does not own Crash Bandicoot.
What? But you see my point, like, why is this?
Sega does have a publishing agreement with Activision for the Japanese market, granting them the rights to publish new Crash games on PlayStation 4. So they have their hands in it somewhere.
Okay.
Sega obtains rights to Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy.
All right, future chill. You're gonna have to cut to this. I don't know how you're gonna do this.
No,
no,
we're keeping that in. That was a live find. That's good.
Yeah, so we just realized that Sega does have their hand a little bit in Crash Bandicoot because the CEO was saying that the studios shot down a Crash Bandicoot movie idea. And so that's what I was saying is they have the Sonic movies as an example of things that have worked. You know, it's an example of, hey, we've made some money doing this.
Yeah.
Seems weird that they wouldn't want to take a chance on that, especially since nostalgia is kind of the current currency. So they have track history of these movies working with Sonic. So with the nostalgia factor being so big in older generations looking back at, you know, things from the 2000s, 90s, 80s, and so on, it seems weird that they wouldn't want to cash in on that craze that's going on right now.
Yeah, I think what it is that as much as I love Crash Bandicoot because I grew up with, you know, the games in the 90s, I don't think he has as big of a, like, following as Sonic had.
Yeah.
And I really think that that was their main reason in saying, like, no, we're good. You know?
That's true. I mean, Sonic had a TV show for kids.
Yeah.
In like
Sonic had a lot of media around.
Yeah.
Like,
he's personable. He's got like a story. I don't know anything about Crash Bandicoot really. And I've played some of the games a little bit, but not obviously a lot, and it was a long time ago, but
yeah, and apparently they had plans to make a Crash Bandicoot 5 because they had like Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time in 2020, and they were planning to make a fifth one, and that got canceled too. So yeah, it just seems like it's on tough times.
Yeah, I feel like if they branched out into other media like television, or I don't know, do they have comics? I don't know much about Crash Bandicoot. I'll be perfectly honest. I
think it's mostly just games. I could be wrong, but
but see, like for someone like me, I'm just an average gamer girl. Like I don't even know that Crash Bandicoot has anything other than games. So if they branched out and made Crash more, I guess, accessible to the average gamer, with a story that the average gamer can maybe relate to or find funny or something, it evokes something in the gamer, that might be good. I don't know, just branching out, because like I said, with Sonic, I barely played any Sonic games, but I knew a bit about Sonic from like the shows and like just knowing about Sonic, you know, like I knew about Tails and Knuckles and Shadow, like, and I've barely ever played those games, you know?
More forms of media, like going on the same line of the like comics or shows or whatever like that, that will like widen the audience no matter what. So yeah, it's just one of those things where they need to focus on that, but they're like, we need a movie.
Yeah. And then that's the movie I think would help with that, but I feel like that's kind of like the higher levels. Like you kind of want to like start with like comics, because Sonic also had comics, which I remember grabbing like a comic or two of theirs. So he had comics. You know, there's, you know, books are great too. You know, and I know Crash is, we just were looking at it. Doesn't it have, it's got some like, I guess, holds in Japanese culture as well. With Sega.
Yeah, and that's like why Sega has the rights to it. It's like the Japanese market.
I wonder if they have like a manga, because that would be kind of cool. Because like I'm looking at that looks so cool. The title,
Crash Bandicoot manga.
Yeah, let's see.
Hey, they got one.
See?
Hey, yo, this looks kind of sick.
It's kind of cute. It looks a little dated though. It looks older.
Yeah.
That looks like a little while ago. Maybe we I don't know why I'm saying we, like like I own Crash Bandicoot. Like maybe we get into the manga thing, Crash. Like, you know, it's 2025. People are really getting into it now. You know, a couple years ago, it was still cringe. It's still a little cringe, maybe a little bit, but more and more people are accepting it here in the West, you know.
Apparently it was from 97 to 99.
I knew it. See, I just looked at that cover. I was like, that looks like it's from the 90s. I knew that. But it's becoming more popular here in the West, manga and anime. Like, almost everyone we talk to watches an anime, right? Like, I don't see why they don't jump on doing something like this. Movie, maybe down the road, but comics, TV, manga, Japanese comics. But I think a movie would have been interesting, but I think they should definitely explore other avenues to get people more interested in their
starting the lower tier media
IP.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate calling it lower tier media. It's more like it's just more accessible. Because a movie is like so much money has to go into it. And we've seen movies recently that, they pour so much money into and they just flop horribly, right? So I can understand them being a little hesitant to invest that kind of money into an IP that doesn't have really much else to show for it other than 4 games and a 5th game that got canceled.
Yeah.
So I can totally get it, but it would be cool to see them pivot into some other things. That's really what I'm trying to say here. Like, one door closing, that's all right. Go through the window.
Speaking of things going through a window, they're just or just throwing shit out.
Just throwing things out the window, really.
Just throwing things out the window.
Just throwing that baby with the bathwater. Just throw it all out.
Apparently, a lot of like original game creators are being forced to throw out their source code, like by these bigger companies, because they're like afraid of IP theft, and so they're just saying throw it out, just get rid of it, all of it.
Yeah.
And this recently happened to the original creator of Fallout, Tim Kaine. And he was ordered to destroy his copy of Fallout source code. I think he was able to save a little bit of it, but a lot of it was, already deleted by like lower level developers. And so some of that shit's just gone, but he tried to save a decent amount of it. And I think he was able to archive a few things, but it's just really sad that these people, these higher up executives that don't really get what these games are, like they're art,
Yeah.
They'll have they have like the rights to them, but they don't take the responsibility for them.
Yes.
Like, and they will bar anyone from preserving them. Like, they have the right to preserve it, and they use that right to just destroy it. Like,
yeah, instead of preserving it, they're just they're just destroying it, and that's a big issue.
Because they're just afraid of like IP theft or like just anything getting out at all. And they just figure the best way to make sure nothing gets out is just destroy that original source code.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like, it's literally just being like, hey, your baby, that thing you worked on for years, kill it. Get rid of it. Throw it out.
It's I can't even imagine. And I feel like
it was his personal archive.
Yeah,
of Fallout's development.
I feel like it's like asking a writer to take their original manuscript of a book and just throw it in a dumpster and set that on fire.
Yeah.
And that's what you're asking people who create code to do when you're asking them to delete the source code that they've created. It's like, yeah, you don't really need it necessarily anymore because it's the manuscript, right? But it's the fact that it showcases like where we're at, and also it is still a source code. It's still the backbone of the code. They still use parts of that code to this day. So to completely remove it instead of preserving it,
put that shit in a museum, dog.
Yeah, it's very sad. It should be in a museum, but I guess it makes sense that they're afraid to have people steal it or sue them over it or anything in this like capacity. It really is to just cover their own asses.
Yeah, it's a bummer. It's sad, but it's just kind of the reality of things where these people who have the power in these bigger game companies don't understand what's right and just like what people want. Like save the games, don't destroy them.
Yeah, but I think this is also very telling of a lot of issues going on right now in the gaming universe, in the gaming industry, is this idea of
in the gaming
preservation.
cinematic universe. But yeah, preservation.
I can't believe you just did that to me.
I had to do it to you.
Right now, there's a big push for, oh gosh, what is that organization called?
Stop Killing Games?
Yes. Stop Killing Games, which is basically trying to prevent these companies from making these games and then not allowing people to play them anymore because they're just like, well, we can't support them anymore. We're not going to continue updating it, and therefore you can't play this game anymore. So there's this huge movement, and I believe this is a UK movement specifically, but it's the internet, so I mean, right? But it's this idea of we need to preserve games, and I feel like this idea is really becoming very prevalent in the gaming industry. The sense of the lack of a love, I guess, for the games.
Yeah, passion. Like a soul.
Yeah, because here we are with the source code being torched, right? So no passion there, no love for the original art that it is. You know, we have games being discontinued, which I get. You know, you can't focus on a project forever. I get that.
The studios don't stay alive forever.
Right.
You know?
But it should still be something in the mindset of the developers to, like, how can I keep this going long term so that people can enjoy it for the long term? You know, when someone buys my game, how I want them to be able to have it forever and appreciate it whenever they want. And then it's this even deeper conversation that we're seeing in the gaming community, which is that it feels empty playing video games lately.
Yeah.
The sense of wonder and love and adventure, this sense of, I don't know, wonder is really the best word for it. Wanderlust, you know, it evokes something in us that video games nowadays don't seem to do anymore. And it was a conversation topic I've seen a few other content creators talking about on social media, like TikTok, YouTube, so on, that these games feel empty or not as, like, they don't draw us in as much as they used to. And so I feel like this is a very overarching theme and conversation topic that we will probably talk a lot about on this podcast over the next few weeks, because it's going to happen. People see the industry, they see how much money can be made. And so you're going to have people in this industry who are just here for that reason. They don't see it as an art form. They only see it as a business transaction. And that's why we're seeing developers being ordered to delete their source codes completely.
That's why you see games not get made, and like games get canceled, and just it just sucks because
they look at it and they're like, I can't make money on this, or it's just not going to be profitable. It's like, but that wasn't the point of it. And besides, you never know with a game, and it's the same with these movies too. Going back to the Crash Bandicoot, they never know how it's going to turn out. They think they do, and sometimes they might be right, but they're I have seen some crazy stuff in the last 10 years, even 5 years, 2 years, where the quote-unquote industry experts literally could not have predicted a completely different outcome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that has happened more times recently than I can even remember. So these companies, these people who are like talking about like profits and things like that, they don't know what they're talking about most times. They might think they do, but they actually don't.
They don't know what people actually want.
I don't think so. They're so detached from it, I think. And they're not even playing the same game as us, quite literally.
And sometimes it's not even that they don't know what people want, but it's like, well, that won't make money. We need to have something that demands microtransactions.
Yeah, something. Yeah, like, they're like, well, look at this. This has a track history of making money, and this doesn't. So, no, you know? And it's like, well.
Like, yes, that's how you run a business, but it's like, I don't know. All
this to say, bring back passion in gaming.
Yeah, exactly. It's art. It's I miss it. I miss the good games.
That's why we love indie games. We love the little indie games that we can find that have a little passion attached, that they put a lot of care and thought into.
I mean, like Peak is a great example of that.
Peak? Schedule 1? Repo?
Yeah, Peak was just like people getting into a room for like
Lethal Company.
12 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they just like locked it the fuck down.
Yeah.
And
yeah, all the ones I just mentioned are like small, like 1, 2, 3 people maybe, a couple people. Now more, I think, for some of them, but yeah, like Schedule 1 was one person completely.
Mm-hmm.
That was just one guy. That was just like, hey, I'm gonna make this game. So, you know, we love these kinds of games, and we love seeing these games succeed. And I love, I eat it up for breakfast every morning. That's why I actually don't eat breakfast. Chill. It's because I eat this for breakfast. I eat up the AAA gaming companies who release these big name titles, and they do well, but more than anything, I love these little indie games that just are up there competing with the AAAs. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. So, when you bring back that passion for the games.
Yeah.
Bring it back. Everyone's bringing back passion for gaming, except one company. Oh, is that too mean? I feel like that might be too mean. I just have not enjoyed anything I've heard about with the Switch. Anything about Nintendo Switch 2 has been a disaster.
There's not been much like good news about it.
No.
It's all been like, they've done this to me now.
Yeah. It has been a PR disaster. And like, I feel like they're doing really good damage control, because I haven't heard as much bad stuff as I could be hearing. You know what I mean?
Like, you gotta look for it. It's there, but yeah.
Right. But it's like, but I don't hear the good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing any good stuff is the thing. Which I'm sure there's going to be people in the comment section being like, well, I like my Switch too, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, that's cool. That's nice. I'm really glad. If you do like your Switch too, I am very happy for you. Because Congrats. From what I've seen, from where I've been kind of standing at the sidelines, I don't know, man. So the recent news I heard is that they restricted the USB-C port, which means that basically third-party accessories aren't gonna work. So they're restricting it.
Well, I think I don't know. It sucks that third-party accessories won't work to the point where it just will not charge. Like, say you lose your charger, you pick up a new one, and it'll lock that shit out. And it freaks me out that like some things just won't work on it. So like, say you get like a replacement controller, yours breaks. No, you got to get the $60 one. You can't get like the $30 fucking knockoff. Yeah.
That's where my brain. That's why I got quiet, because my brain kind of locked up thinking about that, because I realized that what they're doing is trying to do that. They're trying to create an ecosystem around their own products, right?
I mean, they usually have.
Which they have, but
yeah.
The thing is, okay, so Nintendo's been bad about that in the past, right? Like they tend to be very like, hey, you know, we don't want to release old games. We don't want to re-release those like upgraded or anything, but emulators we won't allow. You know what I mean? Like they get really upset about that side, which I get, whatever. But they get very restrictive about third-party anything, Nintendo, okay? And it's been, I feel like, getting worse over the last couple years. Like, in the past, it was kind of, like, a little more lenient. And over time, it's been getting more and more, like they're almost, like, tightening their clutches, you know, around people. And it's starting to get a little desperate. I don't know if desperate's the right word. What's the word I'm looking for?
Aggressive?
It just seems very... Desperate is the word that keeps coming to mind. I don't really think that's the word that I want to use. But the sense that I get is that as a company, there is some limits that you should have. One, you shouldn't have it so that anybody can do anything with your product, right? There should be some limitations so that you're making a little money. But at the same time, if you're restricting it to the point where we can only buy stuff from your product exclusively and no one else can like replicate that or is allowed to replicate it, like imagine a console that like you put in a third party like controller, like you were saying, and then the console recognizes that's a third party controller, and then it says like, no, I will not work.
Yeah.
Or it literally even locks up the game console and says, no, not until you unplug it, you know? This is dangerous business practices because like you said, they could just put it at any price, right? And it locks out all competition completely. In a way, I see how it can be dangerous. And then on the other hand, I also see it like they do it with Apple too, you know? But Apple products at the same time, like they will also allow you to use other things. Like if you don't want to use AirPods on your phone, just because you have an iPhone doesn't mean you have to use AirPods. You can use any Bluetooth headphones, you know? So it almost feels like Nintendo's going not that direction at all, but like more in the, no, you have, like if they were Apple, like you would have to buy AirPods to use your iPhone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, ooh, don't like that. Hopefully they don't go that direction. But it is definitely something I'm keeping an eye on it. I don't want to buy the Switch 2. Everything I've heard about, I'm just like, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait. I like my original Switch. I still have it. It's in storage right now though, unfortunately. But I still love it. It's cute. It's a cute design. I don't know why. I'm also not a big console player either. Like I kind of stopped playing consoles around Xbox 360, Wii, Xbox One, that time frame. Around then I was like, I got more into PC stuff, but I still think it's important to pay attention to what the consoles are doing because that is also a part of gaming. And they will set the precedence for the gaming industry when it comes to other consoles as well. So yeah, that's something to keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah, apparently it says Nintendo has intentionally implemented measures to restrict third-party accessories, including docks, hubs, and other accessories from working with the new Switch 2. Apparently, they're also making use of a new encryption method as well as an encryption chip that will like not allow you to use any sort of third party.
Okay.
However,
Nintendo
it seems that so.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a whole lot.
Yeah. So I am not a fan of this personally, but things could change. I might even not have the full story. So just something to keep an eye on. That's all.
I'll keep a teary eye on this next part. Oh my god, it's so beautiful.
This is so wholesome. No, for so real wholesome. Though. This is actually kind of wholesome. We came across this and we were like, oh, we should actually mention this. Just a quick little bright story in the gaming world to share with y'all. Babe 2 is a YouTuber who challenged his 69-year-old dad to beat Dark Souls. Now, his dad is not a fan of video games at all at the time.
He hates them.
And basically thought they were a waste of time and just kind of didn't think they were, worth any time investment at all. So
literally thought like gaming rots your brain.
Yeah, so Babe 1, Babe 2 challenged his dad to play Dark Souls, and apparently after 9 months they finally beat it. So it's super wholesome because you see him go kind of like from being very new to video games, doesn't know how to do much, and playing like Dark Souls, props. But he goes from just having a hard time playing it to, obviously like beating it after 9 months. There's a video on, I believe, the YouTube channel kind of condensing it down into, I believe, like a documentary style video.
Yeah, we'll post that in the links.
This and all links that we are talking about, all articles will be linked down below in the description of the episode, so you can check them out at your own leisure, dear listener. Yeah, and super wholesome.
Yeah.
I love being able to show people something that they were against at first, because that's a lot of what my life was growing up. A lot of times there were things that I never tried or was never presented to me because, well, my family wasn't into it or didn't understand it. So, we just never tried it, never looked into it. But, I pushed myself to give it a try, or some friends convinced me to give stuff a try, and now it's, maybe my favorite thing. So, like, for example, like Indian food, I never tried Indian food. I didn't even know if I would have liked it, which I guess is a little different in this case, because he was just straight up like, nah, that's a waste of time, blah.
Fucking hated it.
Yeah, he hated it. Whereas with me, I was just kind of open-minded, so maybe it's a bad example. But I still think it's such a great, I love seeing people change their mind about things. And
it's so wholesome that he went from like hating it to just enjoying playing it with his son. And at one point, he even invited his wife to watch him beat a boss.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he tried to convince her that Dark Souls is worth playing, recommending that she tries it too.
Oh.
And he said that seeing as his son's YouTube channel is called Babe 1, Babe 2, because it was supposed to be him and his wife playing games.
Yeah.
Like the son's wife. Playing through Dark Souls helped the dad really learn how that kind of like brought them together.
Yeah.
And how much video games have to offer.
Yeah.
Like it's this journey. It's like art. It's like we were saying before, it's art, you know?
You don't...
And it's something that you can share with somebody else, and it's like a really it's important,
Yeah, no,
it's meaningful.
It really is. It brings people together. And I was just gonna say, you don't know how strong how strong the internet can bring people together until you experience it for yourself, especially through gaming. Because it's one thing to, send a message to someone. It's another thing to go play Peak with someone and, watch them get catapulted off the mountaintop. It's fun, and it brings everybody together because everyone's laughing, and I don't know, it's a good time, and we can do it no matter where we're at. I love it so much. Yeah. And seeing, I think what makes that story really amazing for me personally is I love not only seeing people change their mind about things. I think what it is more is I love seeing people going from hate to love. Period. Full stop. And just seeing like and
I mean, he looked at his son differently now because his son was a streamer, and he looked at his son like, oh, you play those video games all day, they just rot your brain. And now he's a daily like part of his stream.
Yeah.
And he like loves what his son does. And I mean, even at the end of it, he said, I didn't really care to learn a bunch about video games. I wanted to learn a bunch about you, and I accomplished both.
Yeah.
And it's wholesome as hell, man. It's really cool to see.
So we love that. I hope you enjoyed that as well, listeners. It's so nice. What a bright spot in gaming news there. But time to turn off the lights.
Spooky time,
because how we were talking about, there was that weird little rumor that was kind of popping up from a voice actor. Was it John Marston?
John Marston, yeah, I think it's a Rob Whiteoff.
Kind of hinted at something. We talked about it a couple episodes ago. You all listened to that episode, of course. Well, guess what? He was actually alluding to something that came out very recently. We're very excited about. It's called Strange Tales of the West. It's just so cool. I don't even know how to start. It's got
it's
zombies.
just like a bunch of different like short story type telegram missions, but it's like zombies, robots, or automatons, and looks like there's like some swamp people you can fight. Yeah, cultists,
it
and
looks
then
cool.
just some like psychos in the wilderness. But it looks a lot of fun.
We love new content for Red Dead, always.
It's rare. It's real rare.
I love it. So, I'm so excited about this. The thing is like, I have a hard time convincing myself to get on RDO. This is where this is. This is Red Dead Online. And I know a lot of people agree with me. They've also had bad experiences on RDO.
Well, I played mostly on PlayStation, so I had a really good experience.
I bet you did.
On PC, though, it's a different thing.
Console get it a little easier.
Yeah, it's a little harder to hack on the console.
But I still love it. And, you know, for those of you who know me, I love RedM as well. So this provides quite an interesting opportunity for RedM as well. Who knows what new content it could provide.
It's new assets, probably.
Yeah, new assets, new scripts, new cosmetics. Who knows? So this is kind of a big thing for RedM too, down the road soon, TM. I don't know to what extent it provides new stuff, but it is exciting that there is more content being pushed out for Red Dead Redemption. Hopefully with enough interest, they'll see that people want a third one. I mean, it's still selling so many copies. So many. So hopefully they think about working on something more than just another RDO update. But I'm still happy with this. Please, I'm still very happy with this.
No, I'm a huge fan of the original Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare. So this just makes me super hyped for a possible Red Dead Redemption 2 Undead Nightmare.
Yeah.
So that'd be really cool, because it'd be cool to see like the zombie apocalypse adventure in the new map, and just the new I guess mechanics.
Yeah.
You know?
Environment, mechanics, and everything. Hopefully it's setting up for that, you know? Because Halloween is just around the corner. So they might be setting up for a Halloween event for RDO. That would be sick.
Or just like a Halloween Red Dead Redemption 2 Undead Nightmare release.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they might be getting that set up for it. You heard it here, folks. If it happens,
rumor mill.
If it happens, you heard it here first.
Yeah, totally guessed it first.
Yep. So who knows? I'm just throwing my hat in the ring. I could be completely off on this, but it'd be kind of cool. Speaking of adding some new things to roleplay, let's segue into some RP news. Yeah, let's segue into some RP news. Well, on Unscripted, they did do a marijuana plant update. Gardening update, I think, in general, but mostly marijuana. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's just gonna be maybe like times and all that, because OOC, I do know a little bit of information about, you know, the time it takes to produce a plant, so I'm wondering if that changed at all, because it's a long fucking time.
It is a long time. I don't know if that got changed. I know a lot of it was,
I don't know, man.
like plant health.
Yeah. It seemed like you needed to take care of your plant better now. Like, it's like you gotta keep track of it better.
Yeah.
Or else it'll die without water.
Oof. I get not wanting to have just a lot of it going around, but it's almost like there's nothing going around now.
Yeah.
I never see weed at all in Unscripted. And
yeah, Lobo just gotta connect for it though, so you will see weed soon.
Soon.
When I smoke it for RP.
Well, hopefully it's not too hard to obtain.
No. It's just, I think it's one of those things where it's the problem that was in Onyx, where they sell it, I think, to locals.
Oh, and it's just not going into the player base.
So it's not really pushed into the player base too much. Yeah.
That's an issue that a lot of servers run into. is that people just want to make money, right? Like,
yeah, they are concerned with like the
they
RP
don't
flavor
care
of
about
their character
RP,
doing drugs.
even though they're on an RP server. They don't act. They just want to pretend that they actually want to RP. Well, not. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. We're just pretending. We're pretending to pretend. No, but I get it. Like, we get lost in the sauce when it comes to like, I want to make some money, especially if that's something that your character is very driven by. I get that. But it is one of those things that then you don't see weed circulating through the community. And so for me personally, and I know this is going to speak to you as well, Chill, and to anyone out there, if this speaks to you, you're my people. I love you. The money, I don't care about the money aspect as much as getting it out to players. And the money from the players is like, that would sustain me. Because for me personally, I would just want to get like weed out to people. See, for example, like with Sarah. Sarah's a great example of this because she is my civ that dabbles in not even crime. She just literally, she finds cocaine and then she gets as much of it as she can. And everyone knows that if they need some, they would go to her, you know? She's not going and selling to locals. She's not running around doing that. You know, she has it like in her car, in her purse, in her, you know, I don't know, wherever, locker at Vanilla Unicorn. You know what I mean? Like, she's going to have it in places and be like, yeah, of course you can have some, you know? That's just her.
Yeah, I mean, I did the same thing as Lobo. Well, yeah, not to that extent, but I would, you know, sell to people only, like other players only. I wouldn't sell to locals, and we would just do 2 joints for $50, and they're like,
they missed the RP aspect of it, and they're missing.
No, you know what it was? It wasn't even that they could grow it easily, because that was before then.
Yeah,
that was when weed was hard to find. It's that it didn't really give you anything.
Oh,
like it didn't really give you any sort of like effect
benefit.
You just got high. You know, you just like smoked a joint, and it just so people weren't really that interested. They're like, does it do anything? I'm like, yeah, you get high.
Yeah, I mean,
it's weed.
It's weed. Yeah, I like having a little effect like on the screen when whenever my characters do any kind of drug. It's just kind of funny, and it is always a conversation topic, you know, when someone comes in and they're like, what the heck is going on? Why is there Mario out in the sky? Excuse me? What? But at the same time, it can also be disorienting. So there's give and take.
Well, I'm not saying I need a Mario in the sky or anything, but like I do like the like the lean effects were pretty cool.
Yes.
The drunk effect I liked when it was just slightly. Like, that's one thing about Onyx that I did enjoy was the alcohol blood content thing. That shit cracked me up because you'd be drunk for so long.
Yeah, I feel like...
Because, like, your blood alcohol content level was all fucked up. And that was, like, when the update had just came out, so it was fucked up, so we were drunk for, like, 10 hours.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, they have to balance for the people who are going to grind, and that's, like, all they care about is, like, selling to locals. And so then for us with our characters, like Buffy and Lobo, if we had like a joint, like one joint, maybe once a week or every other week or something, that would be decent enough for the two of them, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't even see that. But like you said, now we got to connect, maybe. I don't know.
I got to connect.
Okay. But I do think it is a very difficult thing to balance, and you have to have the player base behind you interested in going that route as well.
Yeah.
Because if it's not worth their time, people aren't gonna do it. Unfortunately, RP isn't always the incentive for a lot of people on RP servers. So it is what it is. I get it. Everyone's got their motives for their characters or whatnot, but the changes I hope will help see a little more flow into the economy, a little green flow into the economy. Switching gears from unscripted, Onyx recently came out with their big update. Coastal Contacts. They've been talking about it for a while. They announced it. They finally pushed it out. And
I think it's Coastal Contracts.
Oh, thank you. Coastal Contacts. Thank you.
You good. But yeah, it's out. I haven't heard much on it, but they did drop the lore.
Yeah, the lore is interesting.
It has pirates in it, so
yeah.
that's cool.
Well, we knew about the pirates when we were on Onyx.
Up and Adam was kind of
Up and Adam was kind of friendly with the pirates. We did not have any problems with them.
Yeah, they were cool.
Yeah, they were cool.
I don't know. I kind of miss some people from Onyx, but that's it is what it is.
Yeah, not everyone's gonna come over.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the queue went up like crazy when Coastal Contracts went live.
Yeah.
A lot of people were trying to get in, and it was taking a long time to get in. But seems like they did really well with it. And
I think they're rolling out the stuff like eventually, like gradually.
Yeah, some stuff.
They were saying that like the police needs time to get used to their new tools.
Yeah. And then they're going to release some new stuff, especially for the criminals. So hopefully that will happen. I'm very excited to see how that plays out for our friends over on Onyx. They're also changing some rules about roleplay for the food trucks.
I was gonna say they're having civ updates with that.
Yeah. So they're making it so that so on Onyx you can get a food truck, and what was happening?
Fast food RP,
what was happening in the past was people would get food trucks, and they would just set up their food trucks at their mechanic shop or
the hospital.
Wherever they were, wherever. Outside City Hall. Everyone was everywhere, but the issue I think really came down to like the parking in front of like your group's business or hang out area, and that way you would just have food. Yeah, you would just have food there, and you would never have to leave. Well, that, like you were saying, killed the fast food RP on Onyx.
Yeah, then no one came for food.
Yeah, because they didn't have to. They could just go somewhere else. There was, a food truck there or whatever. And so they never had to come to Up and Adam. So we were all just kind of like hanging out at Up and Adam, collecting a paycheck, RPing with each other, which was fun. But it made it very difficult to even want to move around. And they addressed this in their announcement, which I'm like, go Onyx. Oh yeah, that's awesome. So now they have what they're calling food truck zones. So now you must, if you have a food truck, you can only operate in the food truck zones.
Apparently the only one is Legion Square right now.
Yeah, they only have Legion Square right now. But yeah, I think that's interesting.
They will open it up for, I think they said they'll open it up for events. So like if the event has a food truck zone, you can park there.
That would be nice.
But it's been interesting because I've seen that they've had to kind of get a little strict about, people were basically like parking in Legion Square, setting up their food truck, making their food for the day, and then leaving.
That's right.
So they were still going around the whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad they're cracking down on it.
Me too.
To try to promote more food RP, but yeah, it sucks to see people do that.
Yeah, but like you said, I'm glad that they're cracking down on it, and that they noticed that was even happening. That's good that they found that, they realized it's a loophole, addressed it, and said, hey, if you're not doing this, you're going to be in trouble.
Ban.
Yeah. Because that is what would you even call that? Power gaming? I don't even know. It's just shitty.
I guess it's exploiting.
Yeah.
Because that's the only zone that you're supposed to be able to
do that in.
Do it in, and it's like, oh, I can only cook my food here.
I better do that as soon as I wake up. Go down there, not open the shop, but just cook a bunch of food and then drive off. Yeah, I'm glad that they're cracking down. No, good for them, and I am excited to see the new content that they roll out, how it's gonna look, how it's gonna play. Like you said, there are people over there that we still are watching and we're invested in some of their stories still. So we do keep an eye on things that Onyx release, and this will be something that we keep an eye on going forward. Well, dear listener, that pretty much wraps up everything that we have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and listening. My name is Vampire Toy.
And I'm Chill. Thanks for being here, y'all.
And thank you so much for listening to the VC. If you liked this episode, make sure to leave a like or a comment. And as always, you are awesome and capable of more than you even realize. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. Chill, thank you so much for hosting with me.
Anytime.
And we'll see you all again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.